Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Tyler Rugge. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about a super important topic revolving around rabbits and Easter time. As a lot of you guys probably know, rabbits are subjected to a lot of neglect around Easter time because people tend to go out and impulse buy rabbits as pets and not really know what they're getting themselves into. And then after a few weeks, unfortunately, so many people who bought rabbits around Easter time end up taking these rabbits to all these shelters or rescues, and they just get filled up with a bunch of unwanted rabbits that were purchased around Easter time. And it's like a really huge issue that I feel like a lot of people who are well informed are pretty well aware of at this point because it's been talked about a lot, which is really great. It's still a huge issue, and I've talked about it on my channel before, but that isn't going to be the basis of this video. Today I want to talk about a whole nother issue that happens around Easter time revolving around photography studios and also even some just private photographers that tend to exploit and neglect rabbits around Easter time. And I'm actually joined here today with my buns. They're behind me. You can see Olive right over here in the corner, but I also have Desmond here with me. Desmond is my Flemish giant rabbit. He's a big teddy bear, and he's great. And again, there's Olive there. So these two rabbits behind me are my rabbit pair. So I do have some experience caring for rabbits. I've had rabbits for probably close to 5 years now. So I have a decent amount of experience working with rabbits, and I have a pretty good understanding of how they work. And they are very complex creatures, very social and intelligent, which a lot of people who don't know a lot about rabbits aren't necessarily aware of this, which is why they're often subject to a lot of neglect, I feel like. There's actually a really awesome YouTube channel that's all about rabbits called Lennon the Bunny, and Lennon the Bunny's owner, Lorelei, actually reached out to me via email and told me about this huge issue that's been going on, specifically with a chain photography studio that is called Portrait Simple. And as far as I know, Portrait Simple is based in Massachusetts, and some surrounding areas is mainly where they're located. But there has been a lot of footage and photos that have been circulating that they have actually posted on their own social media accounts that shows a lot of blatant rabbit neglect. And they are a photography studio that goes out and purchases a bunch of rabbits around Easter time to use as props, pretty much, for photo shoots around Easter. And Lorelei, Lennon the Bunny's owner, emailed me and asked me to speak about this topic on my channel to help spread awareness. And she actually made a video over on her channel as well, and I'm going to link that down below because she did a really good job of explaining the whole situation too. And she also just has a really amazing channel, and her bunny is super cute. So if you guys want to check that out, again, that's linked down below. But I wanted to go ahead and make a video about it as well, just to help spread some awareness about this, because a lot of people have actually contacted Portrait Simple about their concerns regarding these issues, but they still don't want to stop using rabbits around Easter time, and that's really unfortunate. So I just want to get straight into it and talk about what the actual issue going on here is, because there's a lot going on that's really bad and needs to stop. And again, this is an issue that goes on with a lot of photography studios that do similar things, but today we're just going to be talking about specifically Portrait Simple because we have all the evidence that they've actually posted themselves, which is kind of crazy to me that they pretty much exposed themselves for neglecting rabbits. First issue I have with it is that they don't take proper care of the rabbits they purchase. So like I said, around Easter time every year, they purchase a bunch of rabbits to use as props during photo shoots. While the rabbits aren't in photo shoots, they're kept in these really small wire-bottom cages, way too small for rabbits to be housed in, and wire-bottom cages are a huge no-no for rabbits because rabbits don't have proper padding on their feet. So when they're on the wire-bottom cages, it will actually cause sore hocks. And sore hocks, if left untreated, can cause really bad infections on rabbits' feet. So any experienced rabbit owner will tell you that you should not keep your rabbit on a wire bottom cage. It's bad for their feet, but also they're way too small for the rabbits. And that's not the only issue with their rabbit husbandry. They also only give their rabbits pelleted diets. Pellets are okay for rabbits in moderation if you're giving them a high quality pellet. However, rabbits need to have unlimited access to hay. Hay is supposed to make up around 80% of the rabbit's diet, so the majority of what rabbits are eating is supposed to be hay. But Portrait Simple, if you look at their photos and their videos in their cages, all you see is pretty much nothing, and then there's a water bottle, and there's a little bowl of pellets, and then there might be like a cardboard box for them to chew on, but no other toys or anything. And what's really bad about this is hay is totally essential for a rabbit's diet because the fibers in the hay that rabbits eat actually help to increase the muscle strength in the rabbit's stomach, and it helps just kind of push everything through the rabbit's digestive tract. And if a rabbit isn't getting enough hay, it can actually cause some medical issues. Specifically, it can cause something called gastrointestinal stasis, which is when there's a backup in a rabbit's stomach and food isn't being passed through, and it can kind of build up in your rabbit's stomach. And again, if they're not eating hay, they're not going to pass it through. Ultimately, if a rabbit has GI stasis and it's left untreated, then your rabbit's going to stop eating and stop drinking, and it's going to end up dying. So again, hay's just super essential to a rabbit's diet for it to grow and be healthy and not have health issues, and Portrait Simple does not provide that for their rabbits. What's also really alarming is, again, they are kept in these really small cages pretty much all the time. The only time the rabbits are let out of their cages is if they're going to go to a photo shoot. And when the photo shoot's over, they just get put back in their cages and they're left in their cage again until the next photo shoot. So the only interaction they're getting is during photo shoots, and that's really, really terrible because rabbits require a lot of exercise and interaction. For them to not be providing that to these rabbits is actually really, really bad. Moving on past just the way they house their rabbits, there has actually been a lot of issues with how the rabbits are treated and handled during the photo shoots. So I personally obviously have never actually been to a Portrait Simple photo shoot, but if you look on their Yelp review pages, there are people who leave really terrible reviews who have actually gone there and paid them to do photo shoots with these rabbits, and people leave bad reviews basically saying that the people who work for Portrait Simple have no idea how to properly handle rabbits, and the fact that they're trying to use these living animals for a photo shoot and they don't have anyone on set who knows how to handle them properly is very alarming. And again, if you want to check out Len and the Bunny's video about this issue, it'll be linked down below, and they actually go on to read some of the Yelp reviews and talk more about that. Another huge issue here is that a lot of these photo shoots that are taking place involve toddlers, like really, really young kids, because these photo shoots are literally parents paying these photographers to take cute pictures with these bunnies and their little kids. And there's literally video footage Portrait Simple has posted to their YouTube channel of toddlers being really, really rough with the rabbits during these photo shoots. Toddlers are chasing the rabbits or holding them very improperly. Little kids don't know better. They don't know their strength. They don't know how to properly handle a rabbit, and they don't know when they're hurting an animal. They're just so young and they have no idea what they're doing. It's our responsibility as adults to not allow little children to be handling rabbits like that, because rabbits are very, very fragile creatures. If you just hold a rabbit the wrong way or you drop a rabbit, they can get seriously injured. So it's extremely irresponsible to allow little kids to just be fooling around with rabbits on set just to take some pictures with them. And that might even sound a little harsh to some people to say that you can't take pictures with rabbits, but at the end of the day, if people were breeding puppies and kittens just to take pictures of them for photo shoots, and if photography studios were keeping puppies and kittens in little tiny cages and only letting them out for photo shoots, everyone would be outraged, and this would be put to an end almost immediately because people feel so strongly towards cats and dogs, but when it's rabbits, it seems like nobody seems to really care. So then you might be wondering, what happens with the rabbits when Easter's over and the thrill of taking pictures with cute bunnies is over? What happens to the rabbits when Portrait Simple can no longer profit off of them? All they do is a really quick adoption process where they pretty much just give the rabbits to random homes. And this is really bad because, again, it goes back to the whole thing where around Easter time, everyone is impulse buying rabbits and taking them home, not taking care of them, and then getting rid of them. So Portrait Simple is pretty much fueling this fire by just buying a bunch of rabbits, using them for photo shoots, and giving them to random homes. Portrait Simple has absolutely nothing that qualifies them to adopt out rabbits to responsible homes that they know will take care of them, because Portrait Simple doesn't even take care of the rabbits themselves. So what makes anyone believe they're going to give the rabbits to loving homes that are going to take care of them when they can't even provide that to the rabbits themselves? I think it's our responsibility to try and bring this to an end. So if you guys would like to try and do your part and make a difference, I definitely don't want to encourage anyone to go harass Portrait Simple. So many people have already reached out to them, and they don't seem like they really care about the rabbits or what anyone thinks. But there is a petition that is dedicated to helping stop Portrait Simple from continuing to do what they do with rabbits. So if you guys would like to sign the petition, I will definitely link it down below. And you can also always use your voice and, post your opinion about Portrait Simple. Let anyone you know to not go there and not support that kind of business, because we don't want to support any photography studio that's going to neglect animals. And again, if you guys want to check out Lennon the Bunny's video about this topic, I will link it down in the description below, because I think she did a really good job about talking about it as well. People in the rabbit community have been working so hard to try and move away from these rabbit stereotypes, especially the ones that occur around Easter, with them being these cute bunnies that your kids can play with, and they make great pets, when we all know it's not necessarily the truth. There's a lot that goes into rabbits, and they're very complex to keep, actually, and they do require a lot of work and a lot of dedication, and they're not for everyone to keep as pets. So yeah, if you guys found this video to be helpful, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Once again, the petition will be linked down in the description below. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I post videos every week, and I will see you guys in my next video.